And you have no case on your phone,
No.
so you're a risk taker.
Right. No. So you can think of it as risk taking, or when I got the phone, because I admire how thin this is.
Right.
I like technology
Yeah.
serving
Sleek.
me. Okay. So what I did when I got the phone, I said, let me do this with it. Okay.
Flip it around.
Yes. And I reminded myself, why do in the military cadets, why do they twirl their gun? Of what possible value is this in combat? Why do they do these things with their gun? And then I realized you're not supposed to drop your gun ever. Ever. So I said so when I got my phone, I said, let me just do this. Okay. Let me just do this. If I pick up the phone and
Dropped it.
okay.
Jesus Christ.
So when you do that, then you never drop your phone. So it's not that I'm a risk taker, it's that I've changed my risk to make it so low that it essentially won't happen.
And you got Apple Care. Did you get Apple Care?
No.
You didn't?
No, of course
You don't
not.
get Apple Care?
No.
This here is my iPhone 11 Pro. I think that's what this is. And I just got this phone like 2 weeks ago. I used to have, this is like an iPhone 10s Pro? Something. Anyways, look how disgusting this case got. Like, this case is like used and abused, and this isn't even the worst of it. This happened week one. Week one of owning a phone. With no case on it, it just got destroyed. The iPhone 11, for example, doesn't have a glass back, so there's no chance of this happening, but it's still the same front. And so that clip I showed in the beginning of this episode of Neil deGrasse Tyson on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about not having a case on your phone is the reason why I'm not gonna be having a case on this phone. This phone, whatever. So I wanted to make a message to myself so I won't drop this. So I have to do a little customization for that. By the way, so right now you're on a new like studio apparatus. Check this out. Does that work? Some new lighting. All right. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I'm gonna write on this phone with this. So I'm just gonna kind of map out where I'm, like my borders here. Well, that didn't work. I thought this is like a high-end paint Sharpie. Let's see if I can even... Okay, let's try a regular... Let's try a regular Sharpie. Really, Apple? So I had this whole plan I was gonna do, and this phone's like, I was gonna like literally write on here like do not drop as a memory to myself to make sure that I don't drop this, that by not having a case on it, and I'll change the parameters of dropping this. And I was gonna write it with Sharpie on here. I'm gonna have to revert to the next idea I had. Okay, hopefully one of these two label makers will work. Do you remember these, by the way? I loved these things growing up. So now that the message is on here, do not drop, it will be a reminder to myself never to drop this. Now, I've been playing with it for about 2 weeks now, doing this, getting familiar with it, just like Neil deGrasse Tyson said. One of the reasons I started working out with a trainer is not because I needed to get in shape. It's because I needed to go to a gym, but I needed the responsibility of meeting someone at a gym the days I needed to work out. If I just needed to go there, I would never go. I would come up with an excuse. But if I have to meet someone there and be there on time, I'll be there. So what am I gonna do for this? Well, here's what I thought of. If I drop this, if I shatter the screen, if anything happens to this phone, like, again, if I drop it, shatter the screen, shatter a camera, I'm gonna give one of you guys $100. I'm gonna send out a $100 bill to one of you. So with this message now on the screen, I'm gonna be really more diligent about this. I'm gonna make sure it's in my pocket. I'm not just gonna go ahead and like drop it purposely to give you someone $100. But I'm excited to have this phone. I've actually used the wide angle camera a little bit. I used to talk shit about this phone sometimes, but I'm kind of growing to liking it. And this is not a tech review in any way. This is more of a promise from me to you. I will not drop or break this phone. If I do, one of you gets $100. So I really hope I don't shoot. I'm just kidding, look. That's the phone. That was just the iPhone 10 that I pretended to drop. So this video is a promise from me to you. Alright, I promise I won't drop it.